What's up, this your man Sandman. What's up, world? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Rabbi Alameen. Ar-Rahman Rahim. All praises due to Allah. I just seen this story on the news, and now I'm really starting to focus on why that American diplomat got killed in Libya, because an American person made a video or a movie that said disrespectful shit to our religion. So therefore, you just don't know what you just did, individual. And I'm going to tell you straight up, been born and raised a Muslim. You just don't know what you just did, disrespecting Allah and Muhammad. You just don't know what you've done. But I'm going to tell you like this. I don't just always listen to American news. I listen to foreign news too. One of my favorite ones is the BBC America. And I'm going to let you see what this fucker just did that's going to cause so much chaos to us right now. You think that 9/11 happened and everybody tried to make it seem like it was a retaliation of 9/11? The real scoop is somebody made a fucking movie disrespecting Islam. So now I'm going to let you take a look at it, and then you judge for yourself what you think about what this asshole just did. Because what I'm about to show you is really the reason all this shit is about to jump off. So y'all better really get yourself together and prepare your families, because it's going down. No doubt.
Hello. Hundreds of Yemeni demonstrators protesting against a film seen as blasphemous to Islam have stormed the American embassy in the capital, Sana'a. Violent clashes between police and demonstrators are also taking place near the US embassy in Cairo. The protests follow an attack on the American consulate in Benghazi in Libya, where the ambassador and 3 other staff were killed. Humphrey Hawksley has the latest.
The American embassy in Yemen this morning. Protests spreading. As demonstrators clambered up the walls and stood on the entrance roof, security guards reportedly opened fire. The cause? An obscure, crudely made film deemed insulting to the Prophet Muhammad. The question, how much further might the anger spread? Cairo today. Riots with petrol bombs, rocks and tear gas, as reports came in of trouble in Morocco, Tunis, Gaza and elsewhere. Egypt's president treading a finely balanced line in his response.
American people reject this. I have called on American people to reject this behavior, this horrible behavior.
We do reject it.
They do not benefit.
They just don't know what they've done.
That there is such enmity or aggression against embassies, consulate, or against people, or the killing of anybody, no matter how.
America is sending more warships and troops to Libya to protect its buildings, as well as FBI agents to investigate the killing of its ambassador and 3 other diplomats on Tuesday.
See?
Christopher Stevens was a popular Arabic-speaking envoy based in Benghazi with anti-Gaddafi rebels during the uprising. This is the ransacked consulate where he was killed. Flags at American embassies around the world are flying at half-mast, while an actor who was in the low-budget film said she had no idea how it would be used.
We were filming a film that was in an era of 2,000 years ago called Desert Warriors, and it was just a film about the way things were back then. I think what he did to us was wrong, and perhaps we can all learn a lot from this. I don't know what I'm going to do.
A candlelit vigil in Washington for Christopher Stevens, with questions of how much his death will be a turning point in the Arab Spring. Humphrey Hawksley, BBC News.
Let's bring you right up to date with what's happening around the region. The scene here in Cairo, where there have been clashes between police and protesters for a second day. You can see at the back of our screen there, the line of riot police. There have been rocks going over, police being pelted with rocks, responding, again it seems, with more tear gas. Now, they are keeping protesters back from the embassy itself. This is the scene nearby the embassy, but as I say, those protests now have been going on, in fact, through the night and over the last few hours. And as you'd expect, security stepped up at embassies in Cairo and across the world. But that wasn't good enough in Yemen, because in Yemen earlier today, the embassy there, the US embassy, was stormed by protesters, some of whom managed to get over the perimeter fence. And just a few minutes ago, there was still a big crowd there, as I heard from the freelance journalist Iona Craig, who's been at the protests watching what's happening. She told me exactly what the demonstrators were doing.
They have been dispersed at several different points where the security forces opened fire with AK-47s and 50 caliber machine guns, largely in the air of these protesters. Reports of one protester injured in the head from what appears to be a falling bullet, but not seriously. So the crowd was kind of dispersing and then regathering. They did actually get through the cordon at one point. It appeared to actually almost be with the assistance of everything of the security and the security forces who allowed them to march through. In fact, marched alongside them, and then turned around once they got about 50 metres inside the cordon and opened fire in the air, which forced them all to turn around and run.
Is it clear, Iona, that they're protesting about this video? Are there banners, the chants, the slogans about this blasphemy, perceived blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad?
Yes, absolutely. That's what they're all telling me. They hear about that's what the chanting's about, the banner up. Some of them have been willing to the embassy to be closed. And that's definitely why they're here. They're all saying they're here in support of Prophet Muhammad after they, some of them, many of them haven't even seen the film, but after hearing about this film, this has been posted on YouTube. I couldn't actually find amongst them anybody that are actually seen those clips, though.
What about security? I mean, after what happened in Libya and the death of the ambassador there, was there a sense that security had been beefed up ahead of this protest, or it does look from our pictures as if guards were taken by surprise?
Yeah, I mean, when we set up the drive, these cordons that I talk about, there's some main concrete blocks, are quite a way away from the embassy building itself, and there are kind of three entrances, essentially, to the embassy, only the approach way. And the embassy building itself is set away back from all of those. So even when they've broken through that cordon, they're still, it's quite a long way away from the embassy building itself. So these earlier reports, when they said the people had stormed the building, it had been more that they got through that cordon and they stormed the area kind of within the range of the embassy building itself, rather than actually having got into the building.
Iona Craig, an eyewitness there in Yemen, and protests have also broken out in Iraq. In Baghdad, hundreds of Iraqis have taken to the streets to protest against this film. The demonstrators burned an American flag and also chanted slogans denouncing Israel. So you can see a lot of protests stemming from this film, a film which is not clear ever aired anywhere, least of all in America itself. And we're getting reports from ABC, the ABC network in America, that as to the filmmaker, law enforcement officials in California appear to have identified the filmmaker, the source of all these protests, and the LA County Sheriff's Office says it's with the man now. He is scared for his life and for his family members. That's according to the Sheriff's Office, who's keeping an eye on this man they believe may have been behind this film. Let's move on.